Good morning everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Kanazawa. We're here in Kanazawa station. We ain't staying for long, so don't get used to it. This is the bullet train, the Hokuriku bullet train, which goes from here in Kanazawa to Tokyo. We're taking it today one stop, just one stop. We're going to Toyama, and then we're getting a train at Toyama to Takayama. I'm pretty sure I'm getting that right. I want to call it Takamatsu all the time, but it's not the same place. We're going to Takayama today. What we're going to be doing in today's vlog is going to be a little bit interesting. We're going to be picking up a car. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about hiring cars in Japan. So it's not a super complicated process. It's quite similar to hiring cars in other places in the world that I've been, like the UK, Europe and the US, but it comes with a few extra little bits. So the way that I hired my car for this trip that we're taking, and the reason why we're getting a car is a place that we're going to be visiting tomorrow requires us to drive there, and so that's why we picked up a car. I hired my car on rentalcars.com, which you can actually do to hire cars in Japan. Previously it's been quite difficult to hire cars in Japan, and I've had to go through like Japanese websites or sort of other methods to hire cars, or the big websites like Expedia that you can hire cars from all the way around the world only had a very small selection of places in Japan that I could hire cars from, but it seems like rentalcars.com has sort of joined up with a few Japanese companies, I think, and so now they have a lot more choice. So I hired my car today from rentalcars.com, but I had to do something particularly special in preparation for coming to Japan, and that was getting an international driver's permit. I had never had to do that before to go to any other country, but an international driver's permit is basically a translation of your license. It's a standard translation, and you can usually pick it up from the post office in your country. In the UK, it's 100% you pick it up from the post office in your in the UK. It costs you about £5 to get it, and you need to obviously take your license and a photograph, and they will sort of write out some bits and pieces of your license on this little booklet, which becomes your international driver's permit, and they'll put a few stamps in it as well. So I don't know how it is in other areas of the world. I think it's probably going to be the same, but make sure you have your international driver's permit before you come to Japan. You can't pick it up here, you must pick it up in your country. You will not be able to hire a car without it, so make sure that you get it. It should be relatively cheap. So okay, we've hired the car through rentalcars.com, we've got our international driver's permit. We're now going to take a couple of trains to Takayama, and we'll show you there picking up our car. So let's go. Supposed to be a hiring a car vlog, but we are transferring from the Shinkansen line to a non-Shinkansen line, so we're going to be showing our JR pass at this station. Even if you hire a car in Japan, I still reckon most of the time you're going to be getting a JR pass and taking a lot of trains. Okay, cool. So according to our booking confirmation, we're picking up at Takayama train station, which is where we are right now. And if we open this up in Google Maps, this is where we are, which is great, but doesn't really give us a lot of very useful information. So whilst I was on this bit, I actually did look up Toyota, which is the rental car company. I just put Toyota in, and the Toyota rental car at Takayama Ekimai came up. Eki is station in Japanese, and Maya means in front of, so I believe that is where we're going to pick up our car. I think I can see the Toyota thing over there. Yeah. I think that's us. Oh, you just have to cross the street and go over. Oh, dokomade. Oh, where are we going? Shirakawa. Snow tire. Oh, yes, ありがとうございます。
もし遅刻されてしまいましたら、警察と一応イングリッシュインフォメーションがあるので、
あ、とても便利。
はい、お電話。はい。GPS はイングリッシュで
お願いします。
はい。じゃあ最後に傷の確認を。はい。はい。
We're in the car. You may be noticing that I am sitting on the right-hand side of the vehicle because Japan drives on the left-hand side. Yes. British people or people who drive in the UK, people who drive in Australia, there's a few other countries that drive on the left, right? Anyway, you will all rejoice that if you come to Japan, you will be driving on the left-hand side of the road. Anybody who comes from countries where you're driving on the right-hand side of the road, don't worry though, this car is an automatic, and from speaking from experience of driving on the right-hand side of the road in the US a lot, it's not that difficult. It's fine. You're on the different side of the car, you're on a different side of the road, point your car in the same direction as everybody else is pointing their car, you'll be completely okay. We're gonna work out where we're gonna go. I'm gonna get settled, we're gonna move somewhere, and yeah, I guess we'll speak to you in a bit. Good morning, car. Oh wait, I need to open it. I know how to work cars. My camera thinks you're a person, but not me.
Just because you're right at the edge.
The edge. The edge. Aww. Poor little stick baby. Car day 2. We need aircon. Well, not aircon, we need heat. Because it's freezing. Let's try and make these windscreen wipers go. Is this it? Oh yeah. Right, I think if we need to go down to like...
Should probably put some air on that window as well.
Then how do we...
No, we'll do it in a bit once it's actually heated up.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's just over here. Good morning everyone, we are back in the vehicle. Yesterday we drove from Takayama to here, our hotel that we're staying at. It's a bit of an interesting hotel. I think they more technically call it a pension in Japan. Anyway. A pension, it's like a hostel but with extras. Anyway, it's something like that. I've got like some funky light going on my face. Oh lovely, let's lean back. So far so good with the car, like everything seems fine. We accidentally left the light on overnight. Or not overnight, just for a few hours. This light up here. And the car started absolutely fine. It's really cold outside at the moment. It must be about 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. And the car seems to be heating up relatively okay. Oh, it's a car, like it's fine. We've worked out everything that we need to do. And the GPS that's inside the car is set to English, so no complaints there. We're gonna go to a supermarket just now. And to get there, we actually put in, that is amazing. It is actually amazing that that works. We actually put in the telephone number into the GPS, not postcode or the address or anything. We put the telephone number into the GPS and then it knows exactly where to go. So they must have like a pretty robust directory system in Japan for this to work.
Yeah.
Because that is like, it's worked every single time that we've used it. We've just put in the telephone number and the GPS has found out exactly where to go. So anyway, we're going to show you a little bit of this journey. We're going to take a longer journey later on after we've been to the supermarket, which will be like more kind of toll road freeway stuff. So yeah, let's go. They look like the one with the mountains on the Toblerone packet.
Yeah. It's the entrance into it.
Oh, I see. How do I get in?
Just go left and then left again, I think. Oh no, yeah, here.
You have arrived at the destination. Voice guidance is now finished.
Thanks, voice guidance. Japan's freeways or expressways stretch throughout the whole country. You'll even find expressways on Okinawa. They're usually around 4 to 6 lanes of traffic going in one direction, though you can see in these areas where we're traveling around, this is probably not an expressway. This is obviously just a single carriageway. I found Japanese road signs pretty easy to understand, but this may be because they look like a mixture of UK ones and American ones to me. I don't know, let me know what you think. Every so often you will find a Japanese road sign with just Japanese characters on it, but most of the time you'll see them in an A to Z alphabet as well, so you'll be able to understand the road signs when they are saying particular words or pointing to particular places. Toll roads are common across Japan, and on our trip to Shirakawa-go we did actually have to pay a toll, and I believe this was because of the number of tunnels that we passed under. Our trip from Takayama to Shirakawa-go actually cost us 1,200 yen each way. so it can get pretty pricey. To use the toll roads in Japan, approach the toll roads, make sure that you're in the right lane. Japan does have a system or a few systems of automatic toll ticket machine things. I think you get them in the United States as well. They're not as common here in the UK, but those lanes are for those special systems which you're unlikely to have in your rental car. So make sure you're in the right lane, approach the toll booth and get a ticket. You're going to have to approach 2 times, once to get your ticket and another time to hand your ticket in to pay. When you exit off the expressway, hand your ticket back in at another toll booth. The person behind the counter will tell you how much you need to pay, and you can then pay that amount. There should be a screen for you to look at as well, so don't worry about learning Japanese numbers. You should just be able to look at the screen and know exactly how much money you need to pay. I didn't find speed limits to be too different to other areas of the world that I've visited. It's usually about 80 to 100 kilometers an hour on expressways and 30 to 40 kilometers an hour in sort of urban areas and side streets. It can be around 50 to 60 kilometers elsewhere, and I think that's what we were doing the majority of this trip. Japanese gas stations is probably the hardest bit of renting a car in Japan because they usually expect some level of Japanese. Do a little bit of research before you go. See if you can find any of the sort of full service, I think they're called, full service gas stations, which will do everything for you and then just charge a price. If you go to a self-service gas station, I think it can be really tough. So I'll leave some links below so you can find out some more information. Parking in Shirakawa Go was super easy, and you'll find that in loads of sort of national parks or very sort of remote areas around Japan. In the cities, it can get super busy. Hotels will sometimes have parking, but not often. Don't assume that your hotel has parking. Always check. In built-up cities, you may find that parking is actually in a tower or is underground, and you have to get to it by putting your car in a lift, or the parking attendant will do that for you. It's pretty cool to see, but it still can be really expensive. One good thing though is Google Maps is amazing in Japan, and we use it almost all the time we're there to find our way, whether using public transport or driving, and Google Maps will show you parking. So if you put parking into Google Maps, you should find somewhere good to park your car. Let's see if we've yeah, the car started. Toyota rental.
They both are, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Just pick one. That looks like it.
Yep.
Yay!
Okay, cool.
Good morning. Morning. This is the day that we drop the car back off at the rental place. Yay! Oh yeah, we should do all of those things. So we've just checked out of our amazing hotel, which is just there, the Auberge Hidenomori, which was so fantastic. We've now put in the phone number into the GPS of the rental returns place. So we're gonna drive it back, return the car, we'll show you how that all works. And yeah, that's it. That's it. Let's go. I don't think
you can get through there,
You have arrived at the destination. Voice guidance is now finished.
Where do I leave the car?
No idea, somebody's coming.
Look at it. Wow, that's easy. Right. This is the entrance, and we've just dropped off the car. We literally drove it in, and they said leaving it here was fine. So I believe this lady is checking it over now, how much fuel there is, any spots on the car, and then we'll be ready to go. There she is. Looks like we don't need to speak, well, we did speak to somebody. Somebody came out and met us right here, and we dropped off the car. And yeah, we are saying goodbye. So bye to our little car. Thanks so much for watching this vlog about hiring a car in Japan. I hope it answered all of your questions about doing this. I've been nervous about hiring vehicles in the past, and it's actually worked out very, very positively. So I hope if you're going to an area of Japan that's going to require you to drive, and there isn't many, most of the time you'll be able to get around by train. So there's not going to be many places where you have to hire a car, but if you do, hopefully this shows you how to do it and can put your mind at ease about the whole experience. The only thing I'd say be prepared about is
The gas stations, I'm still really sorry that we didn't show that. Do a little preparation for the gas stations because that's the only really tricky part. But otherwise, I hope when we can all travel again that you'll have a super awesome time driving around some areas of Japan. If you have any questions for me, please put them in the comments. I hope you're all having a wonderful week, and I hope to see you back on the channel next time, where I don't know what we're doing next time. I think we're doing something in Nagano, which is a prefecture that I really love. So yeah, I hope to see you for then. Thanks everyone. Bye.